Hi, Prairie Conlon here again. For those who don't know me, I'm a licensed mental health professional. I do use the animal-assisted interventions such as the equine-assisted therapy and, of course, emotional support animals. And I'm also the clinical director of CertiPet. And if you didn't know, CertiPet is a telehealth platform. It connects individuals with therapists who are licensed in the state that they're located in, and that also use animal-assisted interventions for clinical treatment planning. So recently, I was featured in a documentary, Creature Comforts by The Guardian. It was talking about the epidemic of emotional support animals in the US. So Wally the alligator made his debut as an emotional support animal. So this is a very interesting choice for an animal. But of more interest is the decision of the owner's medical provider to provide a letter that identified the animal as an ESA. And no, as many of you alluded to, I did not write the note for the ESA letter for the alligator. As a therapist, I do respect that any animal can provide an emotional benefit for this gentleman. However, I couldn't justify writing a letter that requires any housing entity to allow an alligator. Secondly, under the Fair Housing Act, if the animal causes undue burden, which would be like, a 10-foot alligator, or poses a threat, which again, a domesticated alligator is not really a thing, then the animal couldn't really be considered an emotional support animal. Therefore, regardless of the documentation, the alligator is not an emotional support animal. Furthermore, the owner of the alligator, he was taking this animal in stores. Emotional support animals aren't allowed in stores, only trained service animals. But I think the most questionable practice that this gentleman partook in was portraying the animal as a therapy animal visiting nursing homes. So let's just think about that for a minute. If my Nana was a resident in this facility, I would have had a major problem with this. The alligator is hugging people. And not because when it feels the sensation of a hug and its emotional brain overflows with endorphins and oxytocin, it's hugging people because it's a reptile and it's cold. So having this cold reptile hug my Nana isn't cute, it's scary. Do I blame the gentleman who thinks he's helping people by bringing them some joy and diversity to their day? Yeah, a little. But honestly, I put the majority of the blame on the medical provider who wrote the letter in the first place. He also didn't educate him on the difference between an emotional support animal, which is only allowed in housing and for travel, and a therapy animal. So I also placed the rest of the blame on the director of the nursing home facility for allowing an untrained and a potentially dangerous animal into the residence. When you have an untrained animal that can, as the owner actually put it in the documentary, rip my face off if he wanted to, I think that you're asking for trouble. So what's the solution here? Doctors and clinicians who want to possibly include emotional support animals as part of a clinical treatment plan, they need to be educated so that this kind of thing doesn't happen. They need to do their homework. They need to respect the rules. And hopefully we don't have an issue, because this just doesn't really quite fit as an emotional support animal. Sorry, guys.